Hey, so you know Opma was born in 2003? Yeah, no, that's great. Thank you. My night's ruined. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers, and I'm here to talk about Game 37 of the regular season, where the Rangers win 4-1 over the Chicago Blackhawks. And yeah, this is a very nice way to respond to that awful Hurricanes game. The Rangers, in a night where they're facing a vastly inferior opponent, not trying to just completely dunk on the Blackhawks, they are going to be absolutely nightmarish in a couple of years, but this is not a couple of years down the line. It is this year, and they are one of the worst teams in the league. And the Rangers saw them, really wanted to get back at the world for what happened on Tuesday night, and blew the Blackhawks to hell. No two ways about it. 4-1, it could have been 6-1, it could have been 7-1. Mrazek made some incredible saves. And I gotta be honest with you, maybe I'm just really full of this team. It never felt dangerous. It never felt like the Rangers were going to lose this game. It felt like they were in control from the moment it got going. Shesterkin had to make a couple of nice saves. He definitely wasn't just a passenger on the ice tonight, but the Rangers ran him over. There were a lot of great chances where Mrazek completely shut them down, and chances that were just, I mean, those are goals. There was, and two, ironically, involved Brendan Othmann. There was one goal, I forget, or one non-goal. It was a save from Mrazek. I forget who passed it over to him, but he was right in front of the net, and if he would have just had a stick on the ice, he tips it in, easy for a goal. There was another one where he tossed it back, a nice pass by Brendan Othmann. He looked really comfortable tonight, which I am very excited to see how he continues on as the season progresses. I'm going to give you a hot take. I don't think he leaves. I think he is here to stay for the season. I hope that is true because Brendan Othmann has been one of the only prospects I have followed pretty closely, and it's been a lot of fun to watch him grow through the minors. He looked wonderful tonight, and it was a nice little behind-the-back pass to Nick Bonino, who put it on net, and it was just an awful angle where that usually is going to find its way in, but Mrazek made the save. The Rangers, it felt like, ran them over, and even when it was 2-1, it never felt like, oh man, here come the Blackhawks, the Rangers have got to clutch up. It just, the Rangers were in control. They get on the board first in the first period, 13 minutes even, and it's a play where the Blackhawks have it in the Ranger zone. Connor Bedard out of the blue line, and Vincent Trocheck just bullies him. Vincent Trocheck, I'm not going to tell you that he is having as good of a season as Artemi Panarin is, but, and I'm going to word this very carefully, he is having as crucial a season on the line with him. Panarin would not be able to do the Panarin things that he does without Vincent Trocheck, because Lafreniere and Panarin are both really good playmakers. Panarin has really just taken a crazy step with the scoring touch of the season, which is wild to say about a 32-year-old with multiple 30-goal seasons in the NHL, but by God, his scoring touch has gone through the roof this season. This was his 24th goal on the year. We aren't to game 40 yet. He could score 50. That's a real conversation that we're going to have. Panarin could score 50 goals this year, which is insane. But Trocheck is willing to get down and dirty and make those defensive plays in the neutral zone and the offensive zone, fight along the boards, get really nasty with it, and in this case, muscle a guy off a puck. I understand that Bedard is still very young, but this is still, let's not pretend that Connor Bedard isn't already a very, very good player in this league. Tosses him off the puck, sets up Lafreniere. Lafreniere cruises in. Beautiful feed over to Panarin. That was an unbelievable sauce pass. And Panarin with a nasty shot slams it home. The Rangers have a 1-0 lead. Then you go to the second period, and the Rangers get a power play goal. No, this benefited my team. Like, this was a call in favor of the Rangers. How can you conceivably think that that is a goal? Listen, I understand that it was not like a distinct soccer kick motion in, but like, that's not a goal. That's, like, pucks going off the skates are intended for, like, when you're just standing there and you're not moving at all and it deflects off your skate. Not when you go flying in and just snowplow the puck in. Like, that, it gave us a goal. That should not count. That is not a goal. And Peter Mrazek immediately started losing his shit of like, that's not a goal. And he's kind of right. That probably shouldn't be a goal. I feel really confident saying it shouldn't have been. It is somehow called a goal, and the Rangers have a 2-0 lead. But then a little bit later on in the period, much later on in the period, I should say, Colin Blackwell, a little bit of a breakaway, really bad defensive lapse by Keandre Miller. I love him, not going to say it wasn't. And Colin Blackwell absolutely dangled Igor Shesterkin out of his jock. There is no polite way to put it. That was an unbelievable move by Colin Blackwell, and I have seen enough. Bring him home at the trade deadline. Please, please, please give me back Colin Blackwell. I have missed him every day he has not been here. I want him back desperately. Him on the 4th line and or 3rd line, probably the 3rd line, would be absolutely hilarious. I want nothing more in life than when the playoffs start, a 3rd line that is Brennan Othmann, Philip Hedl, and Colin Blackwell. I will cry tears of joy that flood so I can ride a boat up to Manhattan because, oh my god, that is all I want in this world. The Colin Blackwell goal made it 2-1. Then in the 3rd period, Jacob Trouba just throws one towards the net. Mrazek gets a couple pieces of it with his shoulder, arm thing, does kind of a chicken wing thing with the glove hand, I believe. I believe this is his glove hand. I think that's his glove hand. And it just finds a way into the net. And then you had Will Cooley with a disgusting pass over to Jimmy Vesey, who fires one home. Vesey's 8th of the year, and the Rangers take a 4-1 lead. That would be your final score. And again, this was a game for the New York Rangers that just... yeah, they went up against an inferior opponent and blew them out. That is what you're supposed to do. And this is a slight difference from last year. I talk about a lot of differences from last year because they are important differences. Last year, when the Rangers would beat up on lesser opponents, they would face off against a team that is in the cellar and they'd win by 1, or they'd win in overtime, which also is winning by 1, but you know what I mean. It'd be this 2-2 game that you got to take to overtime. Or it'd be this 6-5 game that was a total disaster that you somehow managed to luck out and get a win in. This year, when the Rangers beat up on bad opponents, it's actually beating up on bad opponents. It is taking a team and running them into the dirt. Mrazek, I understand he let up 4 goals, even though it was probably more like 3. And the 2nd, 3rd, whichever one, the Trouba goal was kind of a stinker. Mrazek made some really good saves, and this very easily could have been a Chicago leaves with absolutely nothing positive because they got dunked on like 7-8-1. This was a game the Rangers, it felt like, had constant scoring chances and just pummeled them into the ground. And that is a difference as to last year. I'm not saying that the Rangers should be praised as this incredible Stanley Cup contender because they beat up on bad opponents. I am saying, opposed to last year, when they do face those bad opponents, they would simply barely squeak out with a win. They're actually beating them up. They are actually pummeling them into the dirt. And this is a game where it's like, yes, you were supposed to win. You were supposed to do that, and you did it. Congratulations. The Rangers now get another shot at that same thing Saturday night at 7 o'clock. They will be on the road in Montreal, taking on the Montreal Canadiens, and I will be here afterwards to talk about it. But as for right now, that is all I have to say. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Rangers.